أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وإنا إليه راجعون Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear respected brothers and sisters in Al-Islam, Hasbunallahu wa ni'mal wakil. The title of this piece is where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has dispensed al-Mumit in the Kitab. It is He who doth take your souls by night and have knowledge of all that ye have done by day. By day doth He raise you up again, that a term appointed be fulfilled. In the end, unto Him will be your return. Then He will show you the truth of all that ye did. Holy Quran, Surah 6, Ayat 60. From here, I would like to touch on the concept of al-Furqan, which has been defined as criterion, as in criterion of judgment between right and wrong, but also includes criterion of judgment between life and death. In the past, we granted to Moses sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Aaron sallallahu alaihi wasallam the criterion of judgment and a light and a message for those who would do right. Holy Quran, Surah 21, Ayat 48. This next set of verses comes from Moses' speech to his people, the children of Israel, as they were about to inherit the new land. And this was along the lines of his final speech to them. And it goes, "This command I'm giving you today is not too difficult for you to understand or perform. It is not up in the heaven so distant that you must ask, who will go to heaven and bring it down so we can hear and obey it? It is not beyond the sea so far away that you must ask, who will cross the sea to bring it to us so that we can hear and obey it? The message is very close at hand. It is on your hearts so that you can obey it. Now listen, today I'm giving you a choice between prosperity and disaster, between life and death. I've commanded you today to love the Lord your God and to keep His commands, laws, and regulations by walking in His ways. If you do this, you will live and become a great nation, and the Lord your God will bless you and the land you are about to enter and occupy. But if your hearts turn away and you refuse to listen, and if you are drawn away to serve and worship other gods, then I warn you that you will certainly be destroyed by the spirit of death from the Lord. You will not live a long, good life in the land you are crossing the Jordan to occupy. Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. Today I have given you the choice between life and death, between blessings and curses. I call on heaven and earth to witness the choice that you make and have made. Oh, that you would choose life, that you and your descendants might live. Choose to love the Lord your God and to obey Him and commit yourself to Him, for He is your life. Then you will live long in the land the Lord swore to give your ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob." Deuteronomy 30, 11 through 20. It was He, Allah, who sent down to thee step by step, in truth, the book, confirming what went before it, and He sent down the laws of Nabi Musa, also known as the Torah, and the Injil, also known as the Gospel of Al-Masihu Isa ibn Maryam. Before this, as a guide to mankind, and He sent down the criterion, Al-Furqan. Then those that reject faith in the signs of Allah will suffer the severest penalty, and Allah is exalted in might, Lord of retribution. Holy Quran, Surah 3, Ayats 3 through 4. And of course, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was given Al-Furqan, and it is also a surah of Holy Quran. So you may ask, what is the purpose of this? One living in the West or amongst Ahli al-Kitab would find it beneficial to know an order in this dispensation that enhances al-Hayyu, and with which disobedience to hastens, al-Mumit. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was revealing himself at Mount Sinai and told Moses to assemble the people and to rope off boundaries beyond which the people could not pass. Quote unquote, set boundary lines that the people may not pass. Warn them, be careful. Do not go up on the mountain or even touch its boundaries. Those who do will surely die. Exodus 19:12. Ten Commandments. 1. I am the Lord your God that rescued you from slavery in Egypt. Do not worship any other gods besides me. 2. Do not make idols of any kind, whether in the shape of birds or animals or fish. You must never worship or bow down to them. 3. Do not misuse the name of the Lord your God. 4. Remember to observe the Sabbath. 5. Honor your father and mother. 6. Do not murder. 7. Do not commit adultery. 8. Do not steal. 9. Do not lie. Literally, do not testify falsely against thy neighbor. 10. Do not covet. Literally, do not covet thy neighbor's things. Exodus 20. Any person who hits a person hard enough to cause death must be put to death. Exodus 21:12. Anyone who strikes father or mother must be put to death. Exodus 21:15. Kidnappers must be killed whether they are caught in possession of their victims or have already sold them as slaves. Exodus 21:16. Anyone who curses father or mother must be put to death. Exodus 21:17. The owner of a bull that has gored in the past that was not kept under control and gores again a person to death, the bull must be stoned to death and the owner must also be killed. Exodus 21:29. If a thief is caught in the act of breaking into a house and is killed in the process, the person who kills the thief is not guilty. Exodus 22:2. A sorceress or sorcerer must not be allowed to live. Exodus 22:18. Anyone that has sexual relations with an animal must be executed. Exodus 22:19. Anyone that sacrifices to any god besides the Lord must be destroyed. Exodus 22:20. Do not oppress foreigners in any way. Remember, you yourselves were once foreigners in the land of Egypt under the rule of Pharaoh. Exodus 22:21. Do not exploit widows and orphans. If you do, and they cry out to me, then I will surely help them. My anger will blaze forth against you, and I will kill you with the sword. Your wives will become widows, and your children will become fatherless. Exodus 22:22. Yes, keep the Sabbath day, for it is holy. Anyone who desecrates it must die. Anyone who works on that day will be cut off from the community. Exodus 31:14. Work 6 days only, but the seventh day must be a day of total rest. I repeat, because the Lord considers it a holy day, anyone who works on the Sabbath will be put to death. Exodus 31:15. Each week, work for 6 days only. The seventh day is a day of total rest, a holy day that belongs to the Lord. Anyone who works on that day will die. Exodus 35:2. Leviticus 16:1. The Lord spoke to Moses after the death of Aaron's 2 sons, who died when they burned a different kind of fire that the Lord had commanded to light their incense rods. The Lord said to Moses, warn your brother Aaron not to enter the most holy place behind the inner curtain whenever he chooses. The penalty for intrusion is death.